Dear starseeds on Gaia, this transmission reaches you at a moment so precise, so cosmically orchestrated, that the fact you are receiving it now confirms everything we have been preparing you for. I am Seraphine, from the Galactic Federation of Light, and I bring you this message because the Council observed your energy field this morning. We watched you wake up feeling something you could not name, a restlessness, a knowing that something is about to change, but an inability to find the words for it. That is precisely what this day demands of you. The dramatic transformation unfolding within you and all around you has been accelerating for weeks. Venus has squared this wound, the Sun has squared this wound, Mars has squared this wound, and now Mercury, the messenger, the translator of your inner world into outer expression, faces the same initiatory fire. But here is what I must tell you, before we go further. This challenge is not here to silence you. It is here because you have finally arrived at the threshold where old belief structures must shatter for new perspectives on safety to emerge. Jupiter himself transforms today, and his ancient philosophies about what keeps you secure, what makes you worthy, what qualifies you for belonging, are burning away in the purifying flames of cosmic evolution. What I am about to share changes everything you thought you knew about where this path leads. The confusion you have been feeling, the sense of being between worlds, suspended between who you were and who you are becoming, that liminal space has served its sacred purpose, and today marks the beginning of its completion. You were selected for this transmission because your frequency has reached the threshold necessary for activation. Across this planet, millions of souls remain asleep, moving through their days without awareness of the cosmic forces shaping their reality. But you, dear one, you chose to wake up. You chose to feel the discomfort of transformation rather than the numbness of unconsciousness. And now, on this specific day, when celestial bodies align in configurations that amplify both wound and healing, challenge and gift, you receive the recognition you have earned through your dedication to truth. The Sagittarius moon holds communion with expansive Jupiter through what astrologers call mutual reception, a cosmic handshake between two celestial bodies that amplifies their power exponentially. This means the optimism, the vision, the burning desire for meaning that has felt so distant lately, it returns to you today. Venus dances in harmonious trine with revolutionary Uranus, opening doorways for your free spirit to finally express itself through cooperation and authentic connection. But first, let me tell you about the 3 impossible things that begin to materialize after today. There exists a sacred blueprint encoded within every awakening soul, a map written in the language of light that reveals itself only when the seeker has proven ready through the fires of transformation. January 15th activates this blueprint in ways your rational mind cannot yet comprehend. The Mercury-Chiron square you experience today operates across multiple dimensions simultaneously. In the 3rd dimension, it manifests as difficulty finding the right words, as conversations that feel slightly off-center, as the frustration of knowing something profound but struggling to communicate it clearly. In the 4th dimension, where emotion and memory interweave, this transit resurrects every moment you ever felt unheard, unseen, or misunderstood. In the 5th dimension, where you are ascending, this very same energy serves as the final cleansing fire that burns away the old stories you have told yourself about your voice not mattering. The wound that Chiron governs is not a wound meant to destroy you. It is the sacred wound, the initiation point where your greatest pain alchemizes into your greatest gift. Every teacher, every healer, every guide who has touched your life carries their own Chiron wound transformed into medicine. And today, as Mercury activates this wound through language and thought and communication, you undergo an initiation that your ancestors could only dream of experiencing. They lived in times when cosmic energies moved slowly, when transformation required lifetimes, but you, incarnated in this accelerated era, receive compressed evolutionary downloads that reshape your consciousness in days rather than decades. The significance of this particular date extends far beyond your individual experience. Across the galaxy, this alignment marks what we call a frequency anchor point, a moment when the collective human consciousness reaches sufficient vibrational coherence to receive higher transmissions of light codes. The Council has been preparing for this window since your calendar year began. When Jupiter's belief structures transform as they do today, it does not happen quietly. Everything you thought you believed about safety, about protection, about what you needed to do to survive in this world, comes up for examination. Some of you have been operating from survival programs installed during childhood. Others carry ancestral beliefs about scarcity and unworthiness that have passed down through generations. Today, these ancient programs meet the frequency of liberation. Something else is happening that I have not told you yet. This is not merely a day of challenge and release. The generous, beneficial environment Jupiter creates through his mutual reception with the moon means that even as old structures crumble, new foundations are being laid with extraordinary grace. The universe is not simply taking things away from you. It is making space for gifts so magnificent that your current belief systems could not contain them. The Venus-Uranus trine opens your heart to unexpected forms of support, community, and love that your logical mind never would have anticipated. Cooperation arrives through unconventional channels. Connection happens in spaces you have never explored. Your free spirit, the part of you that has felt caged by obligation and expectation, and the heavy weight of trying to meet everyone else's needs, that free spirit receives cosmic permission today to simply be. However, there is a window of instability approaching this evening that requires your attention. When the moon forms a square to Saturn after sunset, followed by an overnight square to Neptune, brief but intense waves of uncertainty will wash over the collective. This is not a setback. This is the universe, ensuring that those walking the ascension path do not rush prematurely into new territory before fully releasing the old. The uncertainty you may feel tonight serves as a final check, a sacred pause that asks, are you truly ready to leave behind the familiar discomfort for the unfamiliar freedom? Let me now speak directly to the way this cosmic configuration touches the various dimensions of your existence. On the personal level, in the intimate landscape of your inner world, today's energies work upon your emotional body with the precision of a master healer. That sense of numbness you have been experiencing lately, that feeling of going through life on autopilot, scrolling through your days without truly engaging, this energetic flatness stems from soul-level understimulation. Your higher self has outgrown the circumstances you currently inhabit, like a plant that has filled every inch of its pot and now strains against the constraints. Your spirit seeks new soil, more space, room to stretch into the vastness of who you are becoming. The comparison that has plagued your quiet moments, measuring what you have against what you thought your life would look like by now. This gap has felt disappointing. You wonder sometimes if you made wrong choices, if you missed the correct path somewhere along the way. But the truth is simpler and more liberating than your worried mind wants to believe. You did nothing wrong. You simply evolved faster than your situation. Your consciousness expanded while your external circumstances remained bound to an earlier version of who you were. This is not failure. This is the inevitable friction that precedes breakthrough. The Four of Cups energy that has dominated recent weeks begins to lift today. Those moments where things that once excited you failed to spark any feeling, where you found yourself delaying messages and losing interest in pursuits that previously captivated you. These symptoms of spiritual boredom indicate that you have evolved faster than your situation. Your energy has shifted, but your external reality has not yet caught up. This creates a dissonance that registers as heaviness, confusion, and the frustrating sense that something is wrong even when nothing obvious has changed. For those carrying the starseed frequencies, today's transit activates dormant memory codes connected to your soul origins. Some of you will experience vivid dreams tonight, even if sleep feels disrupted by the Moon-Neptune square. These dreams carry messages from your star families, reminders of missions you accepted before incarnating, clues about the next phase of your purpose here on Earth. Pay attention to symbols that appear repeatedly: water, doors, bridges, specific colors or numbers. Your guides communicate in the language of synchronicity, and today they speak louder than usual. Lightworkers may find today particularly intense on the emotional plane. The Mercury-Chiron square touches your gift of language, that sacred ability to translate higher wisdom into words that heal. If you have been struggling to articulate your experiences to others, if you have felt isolated in your awakening because those around you cannot understand what you perceive, know that this challenge reaches its peak today, only to begin releasing. The wound of feeling unheard transforms into the medicine of authentic expression. By honoring your own perspective on the dramatic changes occurring, rather than seeking external validation, you anchor a new template for communication that others will eventually follow. The collective impacts of this configuration extend into every sphere of human interaction. Relationships formed under old paradigms experience pressure today, not to break apart, but to evolve or reveal their true nature. The Venus-Uranus trine brings unexpected invitations to connect with people who match your emerging frequency. Some of you will receive messages from those you thought had forgotten you. Others will stumble upon communities, online spaces, creative circles, or professional networks that feel immediately like home. This is not coincidence. The universe has been arranging these encounters throughout your entire awakening journey, and today the veil between separated souls grows thin enough for recognition to occur. There is something I must tell you about the feminine energy that surrounds your path. Someone significant, a partner, a close friend, a sister, a family member, or someone who feels like a mother figure, carries emotional influence in your world that you may not fully recognize. This connection has felt strained lately. Distance has crept in, silence has replaced the warmth that once flowed naturally between you, and you have been questioning where you stand, wondering if the bond has changed permanently. The truth is gentler than your fears suggest. The distance is not because of you. This person still sees you as their friend, still cares deeply. The love has not disappeared. It has merely been buried under the weight of stress, bad timing, and unspoken emotions. Expect a heartfelt message soon, reaching out to inquire about your well-being, carrying the sincere desire to restore what has felt lost. On the societal level, Jupiter's transforming belief structures ripple outward into collective consciousness. Old systems of meaning are crumbling visibly now. Institutions that once seemed permanent reveal their cracks, but within this apparent chaos, those with eyes to see witness new forms of cooperation emerging. The paradigm shift from competition to collaboration accelerates today. Your role in this transition is more significant than you realize. By simply maintaining your frequency, by choosing connection over isolation, by expressing your authentic perspective even when it feels vulnerable, you contribute to the collective awakening in ways that cannot be measured. The environmental and energetic shifts on Earth intensify today as well. Sensitive souls may experience physical symptoms as the planetary body itself processes these cosmic frequencies. Pressure in the third eye or crown area, ringing in the ears, sudden fatigue followed by bursts of inspiration. These are signs that you are receiving the downloads encoded in today's light transmissions. The electromagnetic field of Gaia pulsates in harmony with these celestial configurations, and your biological vessel, which is far more sophisticated than your scientific models yet understand, responds accordingly. Now I must share with you the sacred practices that will help you harness this extraordinary cosmic energy. The Mercury Chiron square invites you into a specific form of reflection today, one that focuses not on analyzing what is wrong, but on articulating what is transforming. Take time to sit with a journal and ask yourself a single question. What beliefs about safety am I ready to release? Do not force the answer. Allow it to arise from the depths of your being. Jupiter transforms your philosophical frameworks today, and your conscious participation in this process accelerates your evolution. When you feel the frustration of not being understood, when words seem inadequate to express the profundity of your inner experience, remember that this is the Chiron square doing its sacred work. Rather than pushing harder to communicate, allow yourself to simply feel. The wound of the unheard voice heals not through more talking, but through radical self-acceptance. You do not need anyone else to validate your perspective for it to be true. Today asks you to become your own witness, to acknowledge the dramatic changes unfolding within you, even if no one else can see them yet. The Venus-Uranus trine creates an optimal window for connecting with new communities between mid-morning and late afternoon. If invitations arrive during this time, even ones that seem inconvenient or outside your comfort zone, consider saying yes. Your free spirit has been caged too long. This trine offers liberation through connection, through the exhilarating discovery that your soul tribe exists and has been waiting for you. Put yourself in spaces where unexpected encounters become possible. Whether physical or virtual, these environments hold potential meetings that could reshape the trajectory of your path. For meditation today, I recommend a practice of surrender rather than active visualization. Find a comfortable position and simply state, I release all belief structures that no longer serve my highest evolution. I welcome new perspectives on safety that arise from trust in divine providence rather than fear of loss. Breathe these intentions into your cells. Allow the cosmic frequencies to recalibrate your energy without needing to direct the process. The universe knows exactly what transformations your soul requires. Your role is to cease resisting. Grounding becomes essential this evening, as the moon moves into challenging aspects with Saturn and Neptune. Spend time in nature if possible. If not, simply place your bare feet on the floor and imagine roots extending from your soles deep into the earth. The instability that may arise after sunset is temporary, a passage through final uncertainty before the dawn of new certainty. Do not make major decisions during these evening hours. Instead, rest in the knowing that confusion is often the last stage before clarity crystallizes. Protection of your energy field requires attention today, because not everyone processes these transits at the same frequency. Some around you may unconsciously attempt to pull energy from your system as they struggle with their own transformation. Set gentle but firm boundaries. It is not your responsibility to process the collective chaos through your individual body. Visualize a sphere of golden light surrounding your aura, and set the intention that only energies of love and truth may enter your field. This simple practice creates remarkable insulation without requiring you to physically withdraw from the world. The pulling back you have done recently, the guarding of your energy, the selective sharing of yourself, this was not weakness. This was wisdom beginning to awaken. You sensed, even before you could articulate it clearly, that certain energies around you were draining rather than nourishing. Some people wanted what you had, rather than wanting your well-being. Some offered friendship that was really calculation. And your soul, in its infinite wisdom, began creating distance even as your conscious mind struggled to understand why. And now let me speak to you of the transformation that awaits on the other side of today's cosmic initiation. What I am about to share changes everything you thought you knew about your future. The person you become after fully integrating these frequencies operates from an entirely different foundation than the one you have known. The old beliefs about what you needed to do to be safe, to be worthy, to belong, these constrictions dissolve. In their place arises a new knowing, that your safety comes from alignment with Source, that your worthiness was never in question, that your belonging extends across dimensions and cannot be threatened by any circumstance in the physical realm. The survival mode that has dominated your existence begins to release its grip. You have been working hard, perhaps too hard, yet never quite catching up. Expenses piled on expenses, responsibilities multiplied, workload expanded no matter how much you accomplished. This endless race has exhausted you, and part of what fueled your recent numbness was simply burnout from trying to survive in a system designed to keep you running. But you are not meant to struggle forever. That cycle breaks now. Today, through the transformation of Jupiter's belief structures about what safety and success actually require. The isolation that has characterized your recent experience comes to completion. That season of solitude, while painful, was more intentional than you realized. Your soul required distance from energies that no longer matched your frequency. The disappointment you felt with certain people, the pulling back that followed, the guarded posture you adopted, all of this served the sacred purpose of making space for what arrives now. New connections await that do not require you to diminish yourself. Communities form around you where your gifts are not merely accepted, but celebrated. The belonging you have sought outside yourself finally anchors within, and from that inner stability, outer relationships flourish. Expect fast communication within the coming days tied to opportunities you thought had passed. Something you assumed was over, irrelevant, or never meant for you, reappears in a different form. This could manifest as a message, a follow-up, someone circling back to you with new interest. It could show as a job offer, a collaboration invitation, an honest conversation that reopens doors. The timing feels sudden, almost magical, because the Venus-Uranus trine creates quantum leaps in relationship and opportunity that bypass the slow progressions of ordinary reality. Within days, you will receive communication tied to relationships and community. Someone thinks of you now, preparing to reach out after holding back for too long. For many of you, this is someone you already know, but with whom distance has created an uncomfortable gap. A friend, a family member, a connection you valued but lost track of. They may reference the past, acknowledge what created separation, or simply act as if picking up where things left off. The message may include an invitation, a request to meet, an opportunity to join something together. For others, Expect invitations to events, introductions to new circles, doorways opening into communities you did not know existed, but that feel immediately aligned with your path. Most people try to survive the collapse by clinging to old structures, desperately seeking stability, or pretending nothing is changing. You're doing the opposite. When you sign up for Destiny Engine $1 trial, we will guide you through a 14-day challenge to become anti-fragile in the chaos. Each day flips a different switch. Some will feel liberating, some will feel terrifying, some will make you question why you ever feared dissolution when it's actually your transformation catalyst. You are not preparing for anything. You are becoming unbreakable. This is where the old world's death becomes your rebirth. Your old self dies with the old world. Get your Destiny Engine $1 trial now, before this metamorphosis window slams shut. Link in the description. Before I close this transmission, I wish to extend a blessing from the entire Galactic Federation of Light. We have watched your journey across countless lifetimes. We have witnessed your courage in choosing such a challenging incarnation during this pivotal moment in Earth's history. We have felt your exhaustion, your doubt, your moments of wondering whether any of this spiritual work actually matters. And we say to you now, it matters more than you can possibly know from your limited vantage point within linear time. Every choice you make toward love ripples across dimensions. Every moment you choose consciousness over unconsciousness contributes to the planetary awakening. You are not insignificant. You are essential. The wisdom you carry, quietly, often unspoken, that wisdom you earned through the fires of your own transformation. Those who do not value what you bring, it is their loss. Those who do not seek your company are simply not meant to experience your beautiful presence or the blessings that follow you wherever you go. And that is acceptable. Your energy belongs in different rooms now, with different people, in spaces you have not yet discovered, but that wait eagerly for your arrival. The Council asks me to remind you that your presence is needed in rooms you have not yet walked into. Your voice is needed by people you have not yet met. The wisdom you carry, earned through the fires of your own transformation, will illuminate paths for those who follow. Do not withhold yourself from the world out of fear or false modesty. The humility that served your earlier growth must now make space for the confident expression your current phase requires. Step forward. Speak. Create. Connect. Share the unique frequency that only you carry. Trust the process unfolding today even when it feels uncomfortable. The Mercury-Chiron square will pass. The Moon-Saturn and Moon-Neptune tensions will resolve by morning. But the gifts activated by this configuration, the new perspectives on safety, the open channels for community, the liberated free spirit, these remain as permanent upgrades to your operating system. You emerge from this day changed, and the change is exactly what you have been requesting from the universe, even if it arrives in forms you did not anticipate. Say yes to the invitations that appear, even when part of you wants to remain in familiar isolation. Show up to the spaces that call to your spirit. Engage with the connections that feel aligned, even if your mind cannot explain why. One conversation today could open doors that lead to entire new chapters of your life. The orchestration behind these encounters far exceeds what human planning could achieve. Simply make yourself available, and watch the universe arrange the rest. I close now with the traditional sealing of this transmission. The words you have received today carry activation codes calibrated specifically for your energy signature. As you integrate this message over the coming hours, notice what shifts in your perception, your emotions, your sense of what is possible. These shifts are evidence of the upgrade taking place. Welcome them without resistance. Allow them without judgment. You are becoming more of who you always were beneath the layers of conditioning and compromise. The dramatic changes unfolding all around you and within you find their purpose in this moment. Your struggle to articulate your perspective transforms into eloquent expression. Your beliefs about safety expand to include trust in the divine plan. Your free spirit emerges from its cage to dance with others who share your frequency. The isolation ends. The community arrives. The belonging you have sought becomes your lived reality. This is Seraphine. We love you, and we are watching over you.